Yo, what's up, everybody? So, I hope you all are having a good day today. As you might be able to tell if I'm coughing or sneezing or whatever, it's because I'm sick, so I apologize ahead of time if that does happen. But yeah, I'm sick. Um, Anyways, on to the point of this video. I want to talk about the build plan for my car, modifications, things like that I want to do to the car when I get it. Now, I know I probably let pretty much most of you, everybody, or every one of you down. Cause I said I was gonna get the car in November, but I didn't. Which there's a reason for that, and doesn't have to do with anything financially or anything like that. I made a video saying that I got my car at 14 years old, which I deleted. Which I'll probably make a new video, talking about that. That last one was cringy and stuff like that, but it really wasn't worth it to get it just to drag it another 1,000 miles, or I think it's like 1,000 miles, yeah, to New York in 2 months, which we're gonna stay there probably for the rest of our lives. Anyways, so I want to talk about the build plan. So if some of you don't know, I have a 1970 Monte Carlo SS that I got about 2 years ago. I didn't buy it; my mom bought it. Which is fine. I'm not embarrassed to say that at all, because it wasn't like 30 grand. It was only 1,500, 2 grand. Not a big deal. So, some of the build plans I have for it. Obviously, I stated a couple times that I want to take this like a Fast and Furious style build. I'm gonna do a 16-point roll cage with the bar that goes down and splits the windshield in half and basically divides the car in half. Gussets in the front, and then there's the pillars where the seatbelt, I think it's B pillars where the seatbelts are, and then you gussets there. A triangle with a gusset in the middle. Doing that. I'm gonna do a harness bar, racing seats, a B&M shifter, floor mounted shifter. It's gonna be automatic because it's hard to find a manual T56, no 4L60. It's hard to find a manual, and if you do, it can be expensive. Which, I mean, sometimes you can find them and they'll be cheap. Sometimes you can't find them at all. In this case, I've found a few, but they're like 6 and 7 grand because they're built trannies. Which, if I had 7 grand to blow, I'd buy a built tranny, but I don't. So I'm not gonna go and buy a built tranny. So I'm gonna do automatic. Or I've been thinking of doing like a 2JZ or something like that, but it'd be really, really difficult to do it because I'd have to get a custom harness and custom drive shaft, and it would take a lot longer to do the build, which I'm hoping. So here's the thing: we're moving February 11th. No, that's not certain, but we might move anywhere from February 11th to the 16th, because my mom works for a different company that will transfer you anywhere that you move, and they'll pay for the whole move. There's a company who, it's like U-Pack, if you guys know what U-Pack is. It's like that. I think it is the company. I don't know. I forgot. So they do transport, and they'll transport my car as if my mom lists it as part of the move. They'll go and get it transferred for free without my mom paying for it, because the company is paying to move the stuff. So, and the car is like 34 hours away. It's like a week and a half drive. It takes about 3 weeks. So if we get there February, let's say the 16th, right? Leave on the 14th, get there on the 16th. Or leave on the 15th, get there on the 16th. Whatever. So, the car will not be there. I mean, it depends on, like, if they go on the 11th, then it could be there by the 16th. But I wouldn't get my hopes up for that. I would think it would come 2 weeks after the 16th, so, like, probably I'd estimate the 28th, okay? That's just an estimate. I don't know if it'd be the 28th. Or later, you know. And so I'd get the car for sure in February. No lie, no bullshit. February it is. It's set. My mom said we can get your car transferred to New York for free without her having to pay $6,500, $8 grand just to transfer a shell. Then from there, I'm starting a job Monday, which could pay me $10 to $15 an hour, and we kind of settled on 13, mostly 14, because I have experience doing construction and tile. So we agreed on 14, which could bring me anywhere from $850 to $840 to $900. So I'm making 15. I could move my way up to 15, but I'm not really. $51 to $5,500. I can make it over from 51 to like $62 or $6,500 before I leave. But here's the thing: I'm gonna lose about $1,500, $2,000 in parts, because while I'm still here, because if I make $850 or $900, depending if I'm getting 14 or 15, I'm gonna take about $500 of that each time, and I'm gonna buy parts. Now I'm not buying the motor and transmission because my mom said she was gonna buy it. No big deal to her, because she said it was part of the gift in the first place. Because she's also getting, she's still in school, so she's getting her financial aid or whatever, and she also applied for a loan because she was supposed to get it a long time ago, and they never gave it to her, and gave her a bunch of trouble about it because of other things that went down. Not because of her own actions, but because of other people. I'm not gonna get into that because that's her business. So here's what I'm doing: 16-port roll cage. I'm keeping it. I might keep it gutted, or I might do sound deadening. I might just do either sound deadening or sound deadening and carpet, and the whole rest of the car gutted. I'm doing a race pack dash. If you don't know this, you can look it up. Just look up electric race pack dash. I'm doing that. I'm doing switch panel with like a bunch of switches for lights, fans, fuel pump, the whole thing. Instead of having all these buttons everywhere, I just have a switch panel right in my face. There, I'm having a 5-panel mirror. I'm probably gonna rebuild the differential. I'm getting a one-piece custom-made drive shaft, which I already had made. I just have to pay them for it. And then I'm doing either a T56 or a 4L60 with a 454. The motor that I have found is 454 for $1,500, but I'm gonna offer I think it's a ladies car. I'm gonna offer about $2,500, $3,000 for all the accessories, brake lines, fuel lines, gas tank, the whole thing. So that doesn't cost me another $1,500. If you don't want to give all of it up, then I can probably get most of it. But when I get the motor, I'm going to put it on about stage 5 or 6, depending. I found a stage 2 kit. They're hard to find because the camshaft and crankshafts are very expensive, and pistons and all that. I found a stage 2. Still searching. I found a stage 4. If I can't get a stage 5 or 6, I'll do a stage 4. Either way, I'm going to be doing a full E85 setup, and a Y-end or W-end, I don't know. You can look up 1970 Monte Carlo supercharger. It'll come up with it. They have a few different ones. They have a Pro Street, which is like $600, which is garbage. I'm not gonna run it because I want to sell the car for about $1.5 million, because I'll pretty much be the only one in New York and Orange County, Hudson Valley, Middletown, same thing, with a 1970 Monte Carlo. I'm doing a bunch of suspension, lowering springs, new bushings, everything. I want to do bags, but I don't think it'll be worth it. So I'm going to do all that, and then I'm going to lower. I'm going to put on Forge Line wheels, which is about $6,500 out of my, not really out of my pocket because of a sponsorship. Like I said in another video, for about $15,000. And yeah, that's pretty much a full E85. I'm gonna do a supercharger, and I'm gonna do a full E85 setup, stage 3, and a full E85 tune. The motor makes about 420, 430 by itself, and then on stage 4 makes about 800 or 900. And then on E85 it makes about around 1,000, 1,100. And the supercharger that I'm getting is like 4,000, and it adds about 450, 500 horsepower. So the car will generally make, I want to say 1,600 horsepower, and then plus the tune could add about 150, maybe 100, 150, depending on like how much, what I choose, how much fuel to inject, on the timing and stuff like that. So if I do that, sorry about my finger, car can make about 1,600 horsepower. Now I'm gonna put a hydro brake in it, dual caliper setup. I'm gonna do probably Brembo brakes or something similar to that. And I'm gonna drift it, track it, take it to like different time courses. I'm not gonna take it down a drag strip only because when I get it done in March or April, which I want to get done by like April 15th or the 20th, then I want to take it back down here to Florida to show my friends and people at my church, here, show my car, and then take it. You only go here for like 2 days because I absolutely 1,000%, hands down, hate Florida. I'd never move back here if I had the chance. I'd only visit with a couple of my friends who visit, but I wouldn't come to Jacksonville ever again for the rest of my life. I've only come down here for like 2 or 3 days. Come down here one day, stay one day, drive back the next day, go back down to Maine where I moved here from, and hang out there for about a week or two. And hang out with my friends and all that, because I literally haven't seen my bestest friends in like probably 2 years now, ever since 7th grade. So yeah, you could say about 2 years, because now I'm in 9th grade, almost 10th grade. So haven't seen her for about and my friends are in the same grade as me, and it'll be about the end of the year before I see them again. So yeah, I'm basically doing like a full street build for this car, and taking it very legitimately, and people are all like, oh, you should look up the legalities of it, and make sure you're not breaking laws. Who cares about the laws? I'm gonna break the laws because I really don't care. I've heard that from people from my church and stuff like that. Like, oh, make sure it's legal, make sure this is not. I don't care. I'm not gonna drive it on the street. I mean, I will, but who cares? There's cars in New York that are making 3-4 times as much horsepower as my car is, and there's cars that are still 1,200-1,400 horsepower that are street legal and able to drive on the streets. So I don't really see a problem with me building a Monte Carlo and taking it. The reason why I want to get done by April is because there is the biggest show in Westchester, which is like the richest part of Florida, and anybody who wants like a show car, because that's basically what this is going to be, is basically what it's going to be. It's going to be basically a show car, not like a daily driver. I mean, it can be to somebody, but they'll probably break it because it's not set up for daily driving. It's meant for, street racing, stuff like that. I mean, you could daily drive it. I'm driving around for like a month or two, and then sell it. Which I want to sell it for $1.5 million. And that sounds crazy to a lot of people. It may sound crazy to you, but it can be done because there's cars all the time in New York that sell for millions of dollars at a time. These are classic cars. Let me tell you something. There's stock Corvettes, stock Dodge Chargers that sell for almost 200 grand stock. These are stock cars, 200 grand. I'm confident I can sell my car for $1.5 million with the way that I'm building it. So you can comment what you think and all this stuff, but I don't really care about the money so much. It's just I want it to be like a prized possession to somebody else. $1.5 million is a lot of money, and I can buy a lot of stuff, but I'm not really gonna blow all $1.5 million. I don't really know like what else to say about that, but if I do sell it for $1.5 million, I'll probably donate a couple $100,000 to homeless and a bunch of different charities and stuff, and give a couple $100,000 to my mom and stuff like that. And I obviously will buy a car or two. I'll probably buy a car for my mom and 2 cars for myself, and probably a project car to build, and I'll probably buy a house or something like that, just to show that it can be done. Now, a lot of you are hoping for it to get done, last month. But here's the thing, okay? If I was to sell it here, I could probably only get $300,000 or $400,000, which still it's a lot of money. But if I can get $1.5 million out of it, I will, kind of thing. Which some of you are like, oh yeah, $1.5 million, this kid's gonna be a rich kid. I don't really care about being rich. Money is never my concern. I'd rather give it all away to people who need it, because I don't really need it, but it's nice to have. Now, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Also, yeah, I'm gonna be like from beginning of next week till February. I'll be doing parts hauls, parts unboxing, tool unboxing, stuff like that, because I'll be buying different stuff. If the guy still wants me to have the job, then I'll be doing that. either way, I'll still, if I don't get this one, because he told me to contact him tomorrow, so I will be doing that. And if he doesn't want me, then I will be an abandoned little boy, and I'll go search for another job, which I have a couple lined up, which no big deal. So yeah, that's the build plan for my car. That's what I want to do with it. You know, I want to take it drifting. That's what I was talking about. I want to take it drifting because there's no Monte Carlo that it has been drifted. At least not that I've heard, not that I've seen a Monte Carlo being drifted. But I can guarantee you almost 1,000% that I'll be the only, once again, YouTuber rebuilding a 1970 Monte Carlo SS. I don't know what that's going to do for me or this channel. I'm not that big whatsoever in comparison to any other small YouTuber. I'm not even close. So, with that being said, February is the time where shit is going to get real, okay? So, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and peace.